Your main character is surrounded. No backup, no escape route. The villain is stronger, smarter, and better prepared. There's no logical way out, and yet, the hero survives anyway. A new power activates at the last second. The villain suddenly makes a stupid mistake they'd never make. Someone shows up out of nowhere with a rescue that makes no sense. This is called plot armor. In this video, we'll cover exactly what plot armor is, why the audience hates it, and how to protect your main character without breaking the audience's trust. Plot armor is when a character survives, wins, or avoids consequences, not because of anything they did, but because the plot needs them alive. Their survival isn't earned by their skills, their decisions, or the logic of the story. It's gifted to them by the writer, and the audience can always tell. They might not use the term plot armor, but they feel it. That nagging sense that the danger was never real, that nothing was actually on the line. That feeling is trust evaporating in real time. Why does this matter so much? Every story operates on an unspoken agreement between the writer and the reader. The reader agrees to invest emotionally. In exchange, the writer agrees that the rules are real, that actions have consequences, that danger is genuine. Plot armor breaks that agreement. It tells the audience nothing bad can actually happen to this character. And the moment they truly believe that, every future conflict loses its tension. Why worry about the hero during a fight if you know the writer won't let anything bad happen to them? So the audience isn't actually upset about the hero surviving. They're against the hero surviving for no reason. That distinction is everything. Now let's talk about the different types of plot armor, because it's not always as obvious as a magical rescue. The first type is the convenient power-up. The hero is losing badly. They're outmatched in every single measurable way. And then, right when they're about to die, a new ability activates. One that was never foreshadowed, never established, and never even hinted at. It just appears because the hero needed it. This is the most visible form of plot armor because it's the most obvious violation of the story's established rules. If the audience didn't know this power existed, it feels invented out of desperation. The hero didn't earn the win. The writer gave it to them. The fix is foreshadowing. If the hero unlocks a new ability during a desperate fight, the audience needs to have seen hints of it earlier. The ability could have been mentioned as a theoretical possibility chapters ago. The hero might have accidentally triggered a fragment of it during training. A mentor might have warned them about a power they weren't ready to control. When the power-up finally arrives, the audience should think, oh, that's what that earlier scene was about. Not, where did that come from? The timing matters too. If the foreshadowing happened 1 chapter ago, it feels like setup. If it happened 10 or 20 chapters ago, it feels like a genuine payoff. The longer the gap between the hint and the activation, the more earned the power-up feels, because it was part of the world long before the hero needed it. The second type is the incompetent villain. The villain has the hero right where they want them. They could end it right then and there, but instead, they hesitate. They walk away to let the hero suffer and make a tactical error that they've never made before in the entire story. The villain doesn't lose because the hero outsmarts them. The villain loses because the writer needed them to be stupid at the exact right moment. This is infuriating for the reader because it undermines both characters simultaneously. The hero's victory feels cheap, and the villain's intelligence is destroyed. The audience spent chapters respecting this villain's brainpower, and now all of that is gone because the writer couldn't figure out a proper way for the hero to win. The fix is to make the hero's escape come from something the hero does, not something the villain fails to do. If the hero survives, it should be because they exploited a real weakness, or made a clever decision under pressure, or paid a heavy cost to get out. The villain should perform at the top of their ability the entire time, and the hero should still find a way. Because the villain forced the hero to feel desperate and get creative. That's what makes a victory satisfying. The third type is the consequence-free survival. The hero takes damage that should be catastrophic. They fall from a height that should kill them. They take a hit that should shatter bones. They fight for hours straight with injuries that should have knocked them out in minutes. And then, in the next scene, they're fine, walking around like nothing happened. This erodes trust gradually, almost invisibly at first. The audience might not call it out the first time. The second time, they'll notice. But by the third time they see a character shrug off something that should be debilitating, they've mentally checked out of any future fight scene. Because the story has systematically taught them that injuries don't matter. Consequences aren't real. And if consequences aren't real, nothing is at stake. This is especially common in long-running stories, where the author has too many fights to write and not enough recovery time between them. The hero gets injured in one arc, but the next arc starts immediately, and the hero needs to be operational. So the injuries vanish. The solution isn't to skip consequences entirely. It's to build the recovery into the story and make it part of the narrative. Some of the best arcs in fiction are the ones where the hero is fighting at half capacity because they haven't healed yet. That limitation creates fresh, creative tension that a fully healthy hero simply can't generate on their own. The fix is to let injuries have real effects. If the hero takes a bad hit, it should affect their performance for the rest of the fight, maybe for the rest of the arc. They fight with one arm. Their dominant technique is gone. Every step is slower, every decision worse, because the pain won't stop. When injuries have visible, lasting consequences, every hit in every fight matters more. The audience leans forward instead of tuning out. The fourth type is the perfectly timed rescue. The hero is about to die. All hope is lost. And then, someone arrives at the exact right moment to save them. An ally who was miles away. A character who had no way of knowing where the hero was. A force that conveniently shows up at the last second, with no explanation for their timing. This one is tricky because rescues are a legitimate story tool. There's nothing wrong with one character saving another. Allies saving each other is satisfying, and it reinforces the bonds between characters. The problem is when the rescue requires the audience to ignore basic logistics. If the ally was established as being on the other side of the continent, the audience is going to wonder how they got there so fast. If the rescue comes with zero prior setup, it feels like a cheat. The fix is foreshadowing. If someone is going to rescue the hero, plant the seeds early. Show the ally heading in that direction. Establish that they have a way to track the hero. Create an earlier scene where the rescue is explicitly the ally's stated intention. When the rescue comes, the audience should think, of course, they were already on their way, not, how is that possible? Now the big question, how do you protect your main character without using plot armor? Because you do need them to survive. That's part of storytelling. You just need the survival to feel real. The answer is preparation, cost, and consequence. Preparation means the hero's survival is set up before the danger arrives. They learned something earlier that becomes relevant now. A contingency plan the audience saw but forgot about kicks in. A skill established chapters ago, applied in a way nobody expected. The hero survives because they were prepared, and the preparation was visible to the audience, even if they didn't recognize its importance at the time. Cost means the hero survives but doesn't get away clean. They win the fight but lose something real in the process. An ally, an ability, a relationship, their physical health, their mental state, something they can't get back. A hero who wins at a cost feels real. A hero who wins with no cost feels protected by the writer rather than earned by the character. Consequence means the events of the fight matter going forward. The injuries persist. The decisions have fallout. The victory creates new problems instead of cleanly resolving old ones. Characters carry the weight of what happened into the next arc. When the audience sees that surviving this fight changed the hero in real, visible ways, they trust that the stakes are genuine. They know that next time around, the cost could be even higher. One more thing to keep in mind. Some level of plot convenience is unavoidable. The main character of a story will, by definition, survive most of the danger situations they face. The audience knows this. They're not naive. But what matters is whether or not the audience believes how the hero survived. The reader is willing to suspend disbelief if you give them a decent reason to. Every time your hero escapes death, you're making a withdrawal from the audience's trust bank. If you've been depositing consistently, through real consequences, earned victories, and visible costs, the audience will stay with you. But if you've been withdrawing over and over without ever depositing trust, the account hits zero. And once the trust dies, no amount of dramatic dialogue or intense art will make the audience care about your next fight scene. Protect your hero, but make them earn it every single time. If this video helped you, hit the like button and leave a comment below. Also, if you want to get started writing your first one-shot manga, head over to mangascript.com to download the one-shot guide. It's a page-by-page breakdown of 3 high-quality manga one-shots, and it makes it 10 times easier to write your own script. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. It's a great place to share your work and connect with fellow creators. Thanks for watching.